Yeah, it's a new year, new team. You definitely go back and you watch some of that, but we're a different team than we were last year. They're a different team. Y'all good. They're a different team than they were last year. But yeah, we just gotta trust our keys, trust our fundamentals. Anytime you go against a defense like this, and especially coached by Spags, and for me that was my first time actually playing against them, and know when you're getting yourself into. They blitz a lot. They make a lot of plays. They're well coached. And they got a lot of talent over there, so excited for a challenge.
When you look back at the Dallas tape from week 1, what is it that you saw that maybe allowed them to hold you guys up a little bit in the running game?
I mean, at the end of the day, more times than not, it always come down to us. But you got to give credit where credit's due. Dallas did a really good job, but that's going to be the theme for this year. You'll be a fool if you're going to let us walk into whatever stadium, whether it's the Link or your stadium, and your focal point is not going to be stopping and run. And if that's the case, we're going to burn you for it. But they did a really good job. We got to do a better job in the little things, including myself, and always starts with myself, especially in the run game. And just get ready for next week and the challenge we have against Kansas City.
One of the things Jordan said was that he felt like you guys were like one block away, and the line was like one block away from screening. Did you kind of get that sense against the Cowboys too?
Yeah, 100%. I definitely got the sense, but I might be naive, but I'm just super confident in those guys up front and our play calling, and then myself, that I always believe we're one block away. So every time I touch the ball, every time we're in the run game, I feel like we have the ability to make a big one pop. Obviously, I'm not running with that mentality. Focus on the little things first and let it come to me, but I always feel that because I know how special those guys are up front. But every game's not going to be 100, 150 yards, and my goal, like I said before, is not to rush for 2,000 yards to win a football game. And we were able to do that, and now we got to go to Kansas City in a tough environment and find a way to get another one.
Yeah, Zach Vaughn just told me that it's so important to have a road trip like this at this caliber early in the season, because when you guys are like staying in the hotel together and you're kind of building the off-field camaraderie. How do you think these type of road trip kind of help the culture of, as you try to find the identity of this team this year?
Yeah, I think he hit it on the head. It's perfect. It's big for us for our growth together. We didn't have one in camp this year. Usually in camp you go somewhere for a joint practice or something like that. We kind of try to force one in New York. I think we did a really good job with that, but it's important for knowing your teammates, especially for us in the running back room. We got 2 new guys, and AJ is kind of new, I guess. I feel like I've known him for a very long time already, but getting to know the guys, build that bond, and it's always important on road trips.
When you look at this small amount of tape that you guys have from Kansas City this season from week 1, what stands out to you about their run defense?
Same thing, what I knew going into the Super Bowl, and definitely what I experienced in the Super Bowl. They're really good. They're really good. For me, I look forward to it. It's going to be a challenge, but there's things running backs can do to set up blocks, and you can tell and watch film of guys who aren't disciplined, and I can manipulate them. And if I'm able to manipulate them, and with the offensive line that we have, we put a lot of teams in trouble. They don't really do that, so it forces me to be disciplined, take what they give me, not only in the run game but just in the offense in general. Being patient, it's kind of a thing for us this week, and when we get the opportunity, make them pay for it.
Just being human, there is more of an emotional aspect when you're coming off a huge Super Bowl win like this. Obviously, you have a job to do, but are any of those emotions present as you head into a team that you just saw in this?
Nah, yeah. For me, I know it's kind of human thing. That stuff don't bother me. I do it. This guy's insane. That's my middle name, by the way. I don't. That's in the past. We move on from it. They might have some feelings in their heart because how the game went, but even if you have that feeling, it lasts probably for 5 seconds, and then you realize it's a new game. This guy's crazy over there. Realize it's a new game.
And following up what you said a few minutes ago about how the theme of the year is teams are going to be trying to not let you guys come in and run all over them. How did you deal with that this offseason? How did that factor into the way you approach the season and your expectations for the season?
I still train with the mindset of wanting to go out there. He's still going. They're crazy, right? With the mindset to every time I go out and touch the field, to be dominant and make plays for my team. So the training didn't change, but like I said, you expect defenses to have that mindset. It's a compliment, not really only for me, but with the guys that we have up front. It's more of just movements of trying to, not allowing them to do what they do really well. That's crazy. I lost my thought.
You're talking about defense is not allowing you to.
Yeah. But it is what it is. Take the plays, make the plays when they come. Don't get, don't focus on what's going around the league. Just continue to fall in love with the process and not, really focusing on the results. I feel like that's something I got to get back to and focusing on. The results going to take care of itself when you fall in love with the process. And that's a mindset that I have, and I had it all season.
Is that like an adjustment for you, like seeing stacked boxes all the time? Obviously, you probably didn't when you were with the Giants and everything, even last year, but seeing it like every game.
Yeah, I'm used to it. We're pretty good at running the ball. Not only myself, when Will comes in, AJ, and we have a great offensive line. It's not the first time a team's going to try to stop us. Teams tried to stop us last year. No one was really successful last year, besides in the Super Bowl, to be honest. But it opens up a lot of stuff, and we still have a threat at quarterback when he can throw the ball and run the ball too. And that's the beauty about playing for the Philadelphia Eagles. We have so much talent, and you take away one thing, we have opportunity to hurt you in another. But that's just a mindset. Whatever it takes to win football games, whether they stack the box or they don't. But if you don't stack the box, I'm going to make you pay for it. So that's how I feel.
And all of that talent, you see Nick Sirianni, he's talked to us a lot this year about contributions, and it can't be one star player on offense every week. We saw it with A.J. Brown last week. How have you seen that in the building, that selflessness grow this season?
I think that was like perfect example of what Nick was trying to, establish for our team, and contribution over credit. And then the first game we have, A.J. only has one catch, but the one catch that he had came up big when we needed him most. And I think it's a great example for a lot of young players that look up to NFL players of when the game's not going the way you want, not pouting, not getting upset, staying locked in because a moment's going to come, and he came up big when we needed it. And just the way he carried himself all week and the way he carried himself in practice is important, and that shows. That carries throughout the whole locker room when you have a guy of that caliber, a player, and a leader on his team act like that. And, it forces me to act like that when it's not my day. I didn't have the game I wanted to have. A lot of us didn't have the game we wanted to have. But at the end of the day, we won. And we came out 1-0. And I think that's the mindset. I know that's the mindset that we have as a team. And I think it showed right in there early in the season.
AJ, Devontae, and you are players that have established yourselves in the league and obviously deserve to touch the ball a ton each week. We hear you guys talk about it doesn't matter if it's one touch, it's a win. How hard, though, is that to internalize and say, you know what, we won, but I didn't get as many touches as I wanted?
I don't think it's hard. I don't know why people think it's hard. To me, it's simple. Once you submit to, we play a team sport, and you cannot accomplish anything without everyone else. It doesn't really matter. And at the end of the day, whether AJ has one catch, whether I have 20 rushing yards, or Smitty don't have a catch, I'm still Saquon Barkley, that's still AJ Brown, that's still Devontae Smith. At some point, we're going to get ours. And that's just the mindset that we're going to continue to have. And whatever it takes to win. And that's
something the media talks about.
I don't know why you guys are obsessed with that, to be honest. I really don't. I get it. It's a great conversation. Actually, me and Jalen, and a lot of guys have, but me and Jalen had the other day. And it's why do you play the game? And obviously you want to get all pros, and you want Super Bowls, and you want to go to Hall of Fame. And a lot of that's dictated on, you guys and, the numbers that we put up. But, in reality, it's you want to go out there, you want to have those statistics, you want to have those numbers. That's the human in you. But at the end of the day, I had 2 seasons where I had 2,000 yards and 15 touchdowns. One was my rookie year, and one was here, and looked really different. And I'll take last year over my rookie year any single time. And it's all about winning. So it doesn't really matter. The numbers don't really matter when you really think about it. At the end of the day, what? Oh, I had 4 touchdowns this game. That's going to be cool when I brag to my son when I'm old and I can't play. But in reality, you did it last week. Then if I go drop the ball, the week after that, only thing y'all going to talk about is me dropping the ball. You ain't going to talk about the 4 touchdowns the week prior. Prime example, Derrick Henry had an amazing game. Only thing people talked about was him fumbling the ball. Like that's why you can't get caught up in any of that stuff.
What you're saying about the numbers, I mean, it is kind of a reflexive thing of what happens in a game. So whenever it's problem solving in the middle when they take either passing it away or you away, what's that like? Sunday seemed like, or last Thursday seemed, I mean, interesting because they took away both AJ, Devontae, and Jalen. So what's it like in the middle of the game when you're identifying what they're taking away and figuring out what you can do even if it's running?
You adjust, you make plays. Another thing, I know we have so many talented players on the team. Like, this still is a National Football League. Like, it's hard. I know at times we make it look easy. Like, it's, they get paid just like we get paid. They scheme just like we scheme. And, yeah, it didn't feel like, we were balling, putting up all these numbers, but our first 4 possessions, we scored a touchdown and got a field goal. And, like, more times than not, like, you're gonna put yourself in a good position. Can I sit here and make an excuse that the delay? Yeah, I can go through all that, but at the end of the day, like, neither team scored in the second half of the last game, and that's when you need your defense to step up, and you need special teams to step up, and that's why it's an ultimate team sport, and it takes all 3 stages. So whether the passing's going or running's going, the way you feel in the game, you make adjustments when you need to be, which is my favorite part of playing football. And sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't, but at the end of the day, it's a lot easier to correct those adjustments and learn from adjustments when the record's in the win column.
Why is it
In talking about yesterday.
Why is my favorite?
Yeah, you said it's favorite.
Because I love, so like, okay, going back, I hate going back. I'm not going to go back to last year. So I had to run against the Eagles when I played for New York, and it was like my second year. Like, as I'm running, like, I threw up like the deuces while I was running. We went on the sideline, like I was talking to Sherman, and a play happened, and I was like, I think this is going to work. And like we had it installed, and we were able to talk about it, and then you go out there and you have an adjustment, and it works. So like that's why you get fired up and stuff like that. So when you have like an idea, or when a coach has an idea, and you're like, oh wow, like, and you see it, and then it all comes to life, like that's just cool to me.
In talking with yesterday, Tank Speaks, the coach, who's the best running back in the league, I know he's your new teammate now, right? And so I guess you have to say that, but like, is that a distinction that you've been chasing among the fraternity of backs for people looking at that way?
No, I wouldn't say that. I appreciate that. He actually did tell me that today, and I followed him today, and he's DM'd me like 4 years ago when he was like in college. So I got to do a better job of responding to younger running backs for sure. But it's cool. Like when I respect Tank, especially the year he had it last year, and watching him play. I'm excited for him to be on our team and help us. But I'm over that. I kind of like that was, it's hard to battle because as a competitor, like I want to be the best and I want people to say I'm the best. But like, why am I comparing myself to other people? Like, it's not needed. It's not something I'm trying to focus on. Maybe it's because I'm reading a book right now and it's telling me to do the exact opposite, so I'm saying that right now. So it's easier to probably say that right now because I'm reading that book. But I appreciate that compliment. But at the end of the day, I got respect for all the backs, and I think they're all great, and especially Bijan, Derek, Christian, Jameer. But I'm worried about myself and just worried about my process and what I can do for this team to win football games.
Getting on the road and facing the Chiefs.
I'm not excited. It's just the next game, Gabs. Just the next game. Just excited to do my job, face with opponents.
This team has talked a lot about in the offseason the discipline, and you see the penalties in week 1. This sounds like a stupid question, but how do you practice not getting penalties and being a more disciplined team?
Good teams learn from their mistakes, and great teams learn from others. And so that is an emphasis that coaching staff make. And we practice those scenarios just out on the field through walkthrough reps. We always get a lot of stick for walkthroughs in the later half of the year, but honestly we get a lot more reps, and it's just more the mental rep. Because again, it's the things that we can control. Those penalties are things that we can control. So it's a major emphasis here that the coaches make, and so as leaders we try our best to uphold that. And it's not perfect, but we try to do our best.
We had a couple of teammates telling us this week that Nick Sirianni was really trying to drive that message this week in team meetings. Is it as simple as, hey, don't do this? How does he illustrate more discipline in a game scenario?
It's come back to our character and who we are as a team. We don't focus on other people. as cliche as it is, we just try and keep it simple all the time, and it starts with the standards that we set, but also the standards that have been here, before our time. And so, as much of a broken record as I sound, it's pretty simple, and I think simple gets it done.
Jordan, when you went back and watched the Cowboys game, what were your impressions of the run blocking up front for Saquon, and where do you feel like you have to grow for this upcoming week?
A lot to grow from. Again, I feel like a broken record, but it's the same old song. We're one block away, and you watch the tape, you can see it on the film, and I think when we're heading into this week, we look at execution, and so that's a major emphasis this week. And so that starts with the communication and trying to simplify that, especially on the road. At Arrowhead, it's going to be really tough to be able to communicate. So simplifying and making sure that we break the huddle and our operation is clean and more swift. So that was a big takeaway.
In 23, when you guys went out there after the Super Bowl loss, was it the same sentiment that faces opponents, or I guess was there emotion going into that game?
In the 2023, Zach, I can't remember. That's too far away. I can't. I would love to say it was a faceless opponent, just based off the history. I think personally for me, it would have been more vendetta-ish because it was hard for me to move on from that Super Bowl loss. But I would probably say, for the sake of the team, that I was probably more faceless opponent approach heading into that game in 23. But yeah, it's been a long time.
Do you remember the environment at all? Because Arrowhead's kind of...
Yeah, it's very loud. All I remember is this, and like hearing the ringing sound you get when you get, I guess, slapped. That's how loud it gets sometimes.
I guess the context in which I ask it is, do you think for them it's just another game, or do you think there's some residual effect from the Super Bowl for them?
I can't answer that question. Honestly, I think it's all square. If we're being really honest, I think we're square. But I'm not going to care how they deal with it. I care about how we're going into this week, and that's just, at least for me, it's the next opponent. And I'm going to give it my best this next game.
Last season, you guys really struggled scoring points in the first quarter. I know new year, new
Damn.
team. Sorry, it's the reality. But to get points on the board so early in the game, week one, how important is that to carry into week two?
I don't think we never go in and it's like, okay, we got to score points. We got to score at least a touchdown in the first quarter. The going into the drive is to get a touchdown regardless. And so it is not an emphasis on, we don't break it down in like quarters. We just break it down in doing our job. And if we all do our job and we all focus on our job and not doing anyone else's, then we get points. And I think that's what happened week one. And so heading into this week, it's that same approach. Take care of your job. Dominate your box.
We are here with Adoree Jackson getting ready for a big matchup, Kansas City Chiefs, week 2. We talked to you in the post-game locker room. You said you graded yourself as a C against the Dallas Cowboys. What did the tape show you?
Just bad eyes on a couple plays. My technique wasn't there, and that goes a long way. Once you don't have the technique that you want, your eyes in the wrong place, that'll hurt you. In a couple plays, that's where my eyes weren't in the right place. My technique wasn't there, and it hurt me on a couple plays. So just seeing that and just cleaning up my eyes and my technique and my fundamentals.
You mentioned cleaning that up. In practice, how do you work on that? Is that a quick fix?
I don't want to say it is a quick fix, but I do want to say it is. Just going out there, making sure that you're intentional with what you're doing and doing it in practice, and making sure that it's every rep, every down, every snap, every period, whatever it may be, to put your mental there, because the game is more mental than anything. So when you're out there and then you get another chance at it, you've seen yourself do it, you're done, you executed it, you feel comfortable with doing it, and you can just go out there and play. Right,
and this chance against the Kansas City Chiefs, a high-power offense at Arrowhead, do you look at this as an opportunity to bounce back in a big way?
Yeah, because it's the next week. One of the things that I've always told, the best thing about football is that you get another week, obviously when the season, you get another week to go out there and put yourself on tape and a chance to show yourself. So, every week, regardless of who the opponent is, whatever it may be, it's exciting to get out there because you get a chance to, do what you love and then, showcase yourself and the team.
You have a lot of experience in this league. Patrick Mahomes, this Kansas City Chiefs team. Have you seen maybe them change throughout the years?
I don't really want to say. The only thing that they change is the players that they bring in. I feel like they do a lot of I don't want to say the same things, but they know how to utilize their players well. I mean, you got Andy Reid, a great coach, offensive minded, who knows how to, I don't want to say exploit, but knows how to utilize his players the right way. And obviously Mahomes being a world-class quarterback, knowing how to put people in position, extend plays, and I feel like they just have a lot of fun playing with each other. So I don't want to say that they have changed and they haven't changed, but, having 15 back there, 87 still, and being together and having Andy Reid there, some consistency, and that helps out a lot.